Our students are asked to read and analyze on grade level complex text. Now, this can be difficult for some of our students, but with the proper support, they can be successful.
Yes, Read and Write for Google Chrome provides personalized support to make web pages and other files in Google Drive more accessible for students. We're going to explore Read and Write for Google Chrome in this week's episode of PDL Techniques.
Read or Write for Google is an extension that is available in the Chrome Web Store. It should already be preloaded for your students when they sign in with their CMS Google account onto their Chromebooks.
Click on the purple puzzle piece to access the toolbar, but know that it might look a little bit different in different situations depending on what type of file you're looking at, such as a Google Doc or a PDF. As a support when reading complex text, students can use the Read Aloud and Translate tools in order to comprehend the material.
We're going to start looking at Read and Write for Google Chrome in the web browser. You'll see it up here in your toolbar as an extension, and you can click on the purple puzzle piece and the toolbar will come up to you. We are going to look at an article and look at some of the Read Aloud features that Read and Write offers. If you click play right now, it will start at the top of the page and work its way all the way through. So we like the button on websites called hover speech. So if you click hover speech, it's going to allow you to pick up reading wherever your mouse is, and you'll be able to move your mouse and follow along with the reading.
On strike. September 20th, 2019. Shame ones. Speaking up Swedish in across the globe, hundreds of thousands of young people are taking to the streets today,
the
urging
reading
world leaders
moves.
to address.
I can also pause and stop the reading here, but to get rid of the hover speech so it stops reading as I move my mouse around, I have to unclick hover speech. Another great feature here that you have here is the translator. Translator in Read and Write for Google Chrome will not translate everything. It will only translate word by word. So if I click a vocabulary word that I'm unfamiliar with, I can have it translated into my language, and I can hear it in English.
Hundreds.
And also in the language I have chosen. The language here chosen is Spanish, but if you look under the options, you'll see many language options based on your students' needs.
The Read Aloud and Translate features are powerful tools for our students who are helped by hearing directions or text that are read to them more than one time, or if they want to hear it in their native language.
Vocabulary is another area that inhibits students from understanding what they're reading. Next, we're going to explore how to use the vocabulary features in Read and Write for Google Chrome using a PDF.
If you have a PDF in your Google Drive, you can also use Read and Write for Google Chrome to access it. However, instead of using the purple puzzle piece up top, when you open the PDF in your drive, you'll click Open With and Read and Write for Google Chrome. The first time you do this, it may ask you to accept some permissions, but after that, it should let you open the file and it will pop up for you here. You'll see that you've got a toolbar up here. It's a little bit different, but a lot of the functionality is the same. I want to look at vocabulary in Read and Write for Google Chrome. So you've got some great vocabulary tools here. If there's a word that might be new to you, you can click it. And then you've got a dictionary, which will read the vocabulary word for you.
Climate.
And also read any definitions available for the word.
Noun. Regular weather conditions. The climate is cold and rainy.
And you can read each of those until you find the correct definition to match the context. You also have a picture dictionary here. The picture dictionary is a little bit more simplistic, but it does give you images that relate to the word. Every word is not going to have one of these, but a lot of them do, and it can be helpful to put some vocabulary words in context for your students. And again, here you can hear the word being read.
Climate.
Another great feature of Read and Write is the vocabulary tool builder. What you can do with your highlighters is highlight some words that you want to build a vocabulary list for from your article. And then you can click the vocabulary builder and it will open up a new tab and give you a word list in your Google Drive account. It's a little bit slow sometimes, but it will pop up for you. It always starts off with a couple of different columns. You've got the vocabulary word, any meanings that come up with a vocabulary word. Often there will be multiple here. Any symbols related to the word based off of that picture dictionary, as well as a notes column here. Any words that you have highlighted should come up. Occasionally you will come across words that don't have a dictionary meaning here, but those are words that you could go look up and add to. This is a file that your students could create for themselves as they're reading, or that you could create in advance for your students as an additional support for students who are going to need extra help reading an article.
The combination of using images and written definitions will help students build a stronger understanding of the vocabulary words that they're encountering.
Annotating text is one of the most powerful tools that we can teach our students. Read and Write makes this process easy with built-in highlighters. We're going to use a Google Doc to explore this feature.
Read and Write for Google Chrome also has some great text annotation features. We are in Google Drive now, so if you can click the purple puzzle piece again and you'll get your toolbar, and you'll see all these different highlighters. So as students read, they could be looking for something that you've been talking about. So as we read this text about climate change, we are going to look for main ideas and highlight them in yellow, and then details and highlight them in green. So as students go through and highlight those main ideas and details, we'll be able to use the Collect Highlights feature to create a new doc that has those specific things in it. When I click that, we can choose to sort the highlights by color, which would put all of the main ideas together and all of the details together. Or we can sort by position so that you get main idea, detail, main idea, detail. For this one, let's pull all those main ideas together. This is going to create a new document in your Drive, and it'll pop up in a new tab. Again, it may ask you for permissions the first time you do this, but after that it should work pretty well. And now I can see that I have all of my main ideas together and all of my details together. Some other ways that you could do this, you notice you have 4 highlighters, and then you've got the sweep, which if you highlight, you can erase them all. You could have students highlight characters in a color, or beginning, middle, end in a color. So many options here for you and your students.
Take some time to introduce these features to your students, and they'll begin to use them as they need them. Check out the comments for a link to a quick how-to video aimed at students.
Remember, this tool was created to help students engage in digital content in a way that suits his or her abilities. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Make sure you check us out for another edition of PDL Techniques.